Hello everyone. Like I have promised, I am here with another video. In this class, we will discuss what is hire purchase. In previous class, we have discussed what is lease financing. Okay, company have financing option for long term as well as for short term. They can off lease instead of buying asset. They can go for lease or else hire purchase. Lease we have learned what is lease and types of lease. Different types we have discussed, that is 4 types. Under that one will come, that all we have discussed, and also reasons, okay, or advantages of lease and myth or else dubious reasons, that also we have discussed in our previous class. In hire purchase, the owner will transfer right to use, okay, right to use only he will transfer, but at the beginning only they will decide, if you pay all installment, I will transfer the ownership. If you want, I will transfer the ownership also. This comes under hire purchase financing. Okay, this comes under hire purchase financing. If you paid all installment, then I will transfer the ownership. Okay, earlier only they will decide. If you miss any one installment means I won't transfer the ownership. Okay, let's see in future you will understand this concept very well. Payment has to be made in installment over a specified period. Payment have to be made. Okay, payment for this one, no, higher payment, this we have to pay it in installment basis, that is EMI. We will tell, no, if you purchase one bike on EMI, okay, that is hire purchase. Okay, payment have to be made in hire purchase, installment. In installment basis they have to pay payment. A specified period means per year how much you have to pay, like that you have to pay per month, like that you have to pay. They will specify month or else per week. Normally this period is per month. Okay, specified period is 1 month. The possession is transferred to hirer at the end of entering, at the time of entering in the contract. That is, possession means control. Like I have said, no, right to control. Right to control is transfer to hirer. Okay, he can control that asset. He can, and also yes, controlling of that asset is transferred to hirer at the once the hirer is enter into the contract. Owner will transfer the hirer the right to use or controlling of that machinery or asset once this hirer enter in agreement. Then property in goods passes to the hirer on the payment of last installment, that we have discussed, no, the property, that ownership is transferred only when he paid last installment. Once this hirer clear all installment, then only the owner of the asset will transfer the property, that is transfer the goods to hirer, that is ownership he will transfer. Then each installment is treated as hire charges, so that if a default is made in payment of any installment, the seller become entitled to take asset. Okay, the each installment is treated as hire charges only, that is installment. If he doesn't pay anything, that is default of one payment. If he make one payment, okay, default, then seller will take, that is owner will take the, or else hire vendor will take that asset. Hire vendor will take that asset, that is entitled to take away the goods or asset. Okay, he is entitled. If you miss one hire charges, that is if you miss one installment, then hire vendor, the owner, will take away the asset. Then last features of this hire purchase is, the hire purchase is free to return because without being required to pay any further installment. Okay, if you don't want to take ownership of asset, if you think, oh, this plant or machinery is outdated, okay, you don't want to get that asset to your name, in that case what you have to do, if you miss one installment means he will take away that asset, no, so you don't have to pay any further. Okay, without being required to pay any further installment. Okay, if you want to return, you can return. Once you return means you don't have to pay remaining installment. If you return the asset means you don't have to pay the remaining installment. He won't charge anything. Okay, but under lease, if you miss, okay, in finance lease we have no, that is for long term. If you break that one, then you have to suffer consequences. Okay, he may file a case against you. Okay, under which one? Only under this finance lease. Okay, not under operating lease, and also under hire purchase also. If you don't want to get ownership, uh, or else you are free to return. Okay, once you think, okay, this asset is enough, I have used this asset enough, I don't require it in future, so you, if you want, you can return. Once you return, you don't have to pay um, installment, remaining installment you don't have to pay. Then coming to difference between lease financing and hire purchase financing. Now coming to ownership. Okay, lessee only transfer the right to use of the asset. Okay, lessee transfer the right. Okay, he will under lease financing, he will only transfer the right. Ownership was never transferred. Only in case of finance lease, if you think, okay, at a bargaining price, if you think you can purchase, he will provide after, once this up to 75% of this um, life of the asset is over, then he will tell you to, if you want, you can purchase at a bargaining price. But whereas in case of hire purchase, the ownership, okay, already they will understand, okay, once you pay last payment, I will transfer the ownership. They will know first, only they will decide. But in case of lease financing, first they will transfer the right. Once this period of agreement is over, then they will think, okay, if you want, you can take this asset. Okay, if you want, I will transfer the asset. Okay, or else uh, maximum case, okay, that operating lease, what they will do, the ownership of the asset is never transfer. Like here, no, the ownership of asset is never transfer. If you think regarding operating lease, what they will do, they will provide you asset, okay, for short term period. The asset value is for 10 years, means they will transfer, they will provide you for 3 years or 5 years. Or else suppose take building only, if you, if anyone take building as lease, up to how many, maximum 5 years you will take under lease. After that one, you have to shift to another building. Okay, you don't want, this hire vendor never provide you option to purchase that building. Okay, like that under lease financing. But whereas hire purchase, because here purchase is also there, no, hire purchase financing, once the owner will tell you, okay, if you pay me all, say, if you say clear all installment, then I will transfer the ownership. First only they will decide. Then depreciation, how to treat depreciation under finance lease. Lessee can't claim depreciation for tax purposes. Okay, if we claim depreciation, means the tax liability we will get lesser. Okay, because of that one, what, only lessor is entitled for depreciation. Under lease financing, only lessor is entitled for depreciation. Only because lessee is getting only right to use, no, because of that one, he can't um, this one deduct depreciation. If we deduct depreciation, means then only he will get um, this one claim under tax purposes. But if lessee not entitled to take this one charge depreciation on asset, means he can't charge depreciation on that asset. So only lessor is entitled for depreciation, because he is owner, or lessor is owner, so he is entitled for depreciation. But nowadays you are seeing that we have discussed in previous session, that no, because of ICI, if you considered, okay, if you have take lease financing in finance, okay, lease financing under lease, if you have taken asset on finance lease, means you can show that asset in your balance sheet. Under that situation also, you can't charge depreciation. Only lessor have to charge the depreciation. Okay, in that situation also, only lessor is entitled for the depreciation. Coming to hire purchase, hire is entitled, that is purchaser. Okay, lessee is there, no, in this case, like that only the purchaser, that is hire purchase, that is hirer, he is entitled for claim for deduction for tax purpose. If we have charge depreciation, means he will get claim for tax purposes. Okay, under depreciation in lease financing, only lessor is entitled, lessee is not eligible to claim depreciation. But whereas in case of hire purchase, hirer is entitled to claim depreciation. If depreciation is charged, then tax liability is lesser. Obviously, tax liability is less. Then magnitude for capital goods. Okay, lesser lender is high. The lease lender, okay, lease lender is high, whereas hire purchase is relatively low. Okay, the charges, that is installment, what we will pay on this lease lender, we will pay per month or per year, we have to pay. The payment is high, whereas in case of hire purchase, it is relatively low. If you compare with lease, if you compare with lease means the hire purchase system, the payment installment is low. Then extent of margin, how much margin you have to pay before purchasing. No cash down payment, that is you don't have to pay cash early, that is lessee don't have to pay cash down payment, that is 100% financing. Okay, if you enter into this contract, then they will provide you directly, they will provide you asset to use, they will transfer the right to use. Okay, in case of lease, but whereas under this hire purchase, up to 20-25% of cost of equipment you have to pay, you have to be paid by hirer. Hirer have to pay up to 20-25% of cost before entering into contract. Once if we paid this 20-25%, that is down payment he have to make. If you have made down payment, then only this agreement will be came into force. Okay, first they have to pay down payment in case of hire purchase. In case of lease, no down payment. Then maintenance, who will this one borne the charges for maintenance. Then under finance lease, because this one is long term, lessee is entitled for maintenance. He have to maintain the equipment, he have to maintain the asset. Whereas in case of operating lease, lesser have to borne the charges for maintenance, he have to maintain the asset or equipment. Okay, in case of finance lease, lessee, operating lease, lesser. Coming to hire purchase, who have to bear? Hirer have to bear the cost, that is hire purchaser, that is lessee. In this situation, lessee is the one, that is same, that is the hirer have to bear the charges for the maintenance, because already they will transfer, no, everything right to transfer as well as control, everything is transferred to hirer. So he have to borne this one maintenance. If anything happened to machinery or equipment, means he have to maintain that asset. Then coming to last, that is tax benefit. The entire lease lender and cost of maintenance, if any, is tax deductible expenses for the lessee, because these are the expenses. So lessee is entitled to deduct this lease lender as well as coming to hire purchase, tax benefit, only the interest component of hire purchase installment is a tax deductible expenses for the hirer. On an installment sale, the contract of sale is entered into the goods or deliver, and the ownership is transferred to the buyer. But the payment, the price of the goods is paid in specified installment over a definite period, and buyer is committed to pay the full. Coming to difference between hire purchase and installment sale, under installment sale, what they will do? If you pay all installment, if you clear all installment, then only ownership will transfer. But in case of installment sale, at the time of entering into contract, no, the ownership is also transferred to buyer. And they will think, okay, if you pay me all, but you have to pay for 1 year, you have to pay me all this one installment, you have to pay. Like that they will do in case of installment. In case of hire purchase, if any default is meant, what will happen? He won't file case against you, or he only take asset and he will go, because if you miss one payment means he will take asset in case of hire purchase. But in case of installment, he won't take asset, he will file case against you, because you already committed and ownership is also already done. Here in case of lease lender, how this coming to this installment sale, it is just like taking loan and purchasing one vehicle. Okay, it is just like that one. If you miss any payment means he will file case against you, and in case of installment sale. Then how this they have to evaluate, okay, whether how we have to purchase this hire purchase. Okay, that is decision criteria. from the viewpoint point of hirer. Is the cost of hire purchase, which is the cost of leasing. That is, he have to compare the hire purchase as well as leasing. Okay, in business, what option they have? If they don't have enough amount, if they can't purchase one asset, means they have two options. They can go for hire purchase, or else they can go for lease. If they want, okay, if I want equipment in my factory, but I don't have sufficient amount, in such case, what I have to do? I have to go for lease payment, lease, or else I have to go for hire purchase. I have to go. How businessmen have to select which one is better? Hire purchase is better, or else lease is better? How they have to select? In this point of view, the similar, okay, what we have done now till now, how they have to calculate this hire purchase, that is down payment, how much they have made, that is 20 or 25%, then plus service charges and maintenance charges, they have no, that also they have to add, plus present value of hire purchase payment, discounting, okay, how much they have to pay, maintenance minus, okay, present value of depreciation, tax still they will get no depreciation if they get 20%, 20,000 into 30%, like that they have to calculate. Then minus present value of net salvage, that is the scrap value. If that they have to calculate. If they calculate, then they will arrive to what hire purchase they will arrive. Okay, before opting hire purchase, they have to calculate all this one. This one normally we will get information from this seller will provide information. We have to go to seller and we have to collect information. If I want to purchase this machinery from you, means what are the terms and condition which I have to satisfy? That is, how much down payment have to make, how much now what do you think, how much service charges I will incur, then this how much payment I have to make to you. By taking this information, we have to calculate, okay, how much hire purchase we will select. If you have two project, that is two proposer, one is hire purchase, another one is lease. In both in case of hire purchase, the net present value is 1 lakh. In case of lease, if net present value is 19,000, means you have to accept 1 lakh, that is hire purchase, because 1 lakh is higher than 90,000, that is hire purchase, you have to accept. Like that, this net present value work.